Welcome back to Cracking Bubble. You have your host all here today. Gonna try something new. We're gonna be recording an Armory event hosted with our good friends Noodle Empire. Go check them out. We have a Pro Quest coming out on the 22nd of February. Today I'm joined with two of my good friends. I'll let them present themselves.
Hi, I'm Pontiff. I like playing Illusionist in Flesh and Blood. It's a pretty cool class.
Hi, I'm Magic the School Bus. I'm a recovering Guardian player who currently just plays a bunch of aggro decks.
Thank you for that, guys. So we
Yeah.
have our first matchup of the day: Ira versus Pleiades. Talk to me real quick about this.
Oh man. So Ira, back in the day when we had Commoner, this hero was the scourge of the format. Basically, she gets Kodachis. Kodachis are really, really strong weapons. They come in for 1 and then 2 because of her hero power. And she has the only common specialization in the game in Whirling Mist Blossom. This hero is like, she basically ruined Commoner along with like Chain Enigma and a ton of other heroes. Pleiades, new hero in Super Slam. She's got a guitar. She's a rock star. She's pretty darn cool. She has these big auras that she uses to hit you in the head. So we'll see how Ira does when she's not really punching down, you know? Everyone's got rares. People have good cards again. Not bad, not bad.
In
What do you
terms
think,
of general game plan here, Ira's definitely looking to be the aggressor. She has lots of natural go again with cards like Bittering Thorns, Cut Through, various like Ninja Head Jabs. Looking for Scrap is another good one. And she's also looking to, whenever she has a hand of like blues and stuff, most of her blues or all of the blues should be blocking 3. And so she's looking to basically, convert her hands with the highest number value every turn.
Sounds
And
good.
one thing that really helps with that is her hero power. Like Pontiff mentioned, getting to go like Kodachi into 6 power attack, but now becomes 7 is at least a 2-card 8. And with some of the cards you might see, like Sirens, Red Sirens out of Ira, or maybe Humble. There was the one that makes you discard, cut down to size.
Yeah,
that
cut
one.
down to size.
We might be seeing some extra value there. And then on the side of Pleiades, she's definitely looking to set up some big swings off of some of her suspense auras and try and crack through. Not necessarily that Ira has like a ton of armor or anything, but try and crack through some of Ira's defensive tools. In terms
Yep.
like with her armor, she should be bringing in unmovables if she has them, and her various 3 blocks.
Yep. We're gonna wait for the equipment. Just see what they're doing. There is an equipment I want to see out of Pleiades, and I'm wondering if it's gonna show up. But we haven't flipped anything over. We have no idea when the die roll. Notably, Pleiades' suspense auras, she can stack them up, and they're going to give plus power to her next attack. And then the other thing that she does, she makes this nice token called Confidence. Confidence basically says the other guy can only block with 2 cards. 2 non-block cards, but blocks aren't super common. You're going to see on the horizon, you're going to see like some other block cards. But if there's enough suspense auras and there is a confidence on the board, you might just die in 1 hit. So we'll see. She also makes them from her hero power, but it's a bit harder to turn that on in the Sage format. Not a lot of cards that say make a confidence token.
How many times do you think that she's going to be cheered? All right. Well, it looks like we're getting... They starting to roll. We're going to see who's starting here.
Okay, we got the dice roll. Cuts.
Cuts. Oh, they're still shuffling. Our Pleiades guitarist over here, guitar hero, if you will, is shuffling.
Guitar hero. Good old guitar hero, but the guitar is not legal.
No
Unlucky.
guitar.
Unlucky. A bit of a flavor fail.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's going to take over this match? What do you think the come and go is going to look like in this match?
So from playing Commoner back
I know
in
you've
the
been
day,
playing a lot of Ira.
Ira definitely has. Yeah, I've been playing a good amount of Ira and Sage as well, but I feel like Ira should have the edge. She's a very like adaptable hero in terms of how she plays out her hands. They scale down very well when she's forced to block, and also she can, when she's given space, she can go very wide as well.
Yep.
And the big thing for me is that Ira's numbers are just really good on average, especially into these like slower decks, and decks that don't really put a fast clock on the game. And
Okay.
so you'll be able to generally convert or hero power for a lot of value throughout the game.
And we do see the Helm of the Adored.
Yeah.
That card is going to be pretty good. If Pleiades wants to win the game, she's probably going to have to punch through with a lot of aura setup. Helm of the Adored makes a confidence on defense because it cheers. Every time Pleiades gets cheered, she makes a confidence token. So she's going to jam that when she has a lot of suspense auras on the board and probably come in for like 15, 20 damage, 14 even with on hit sometimes. And Guardian, there's going to be some crush effects. They're going to be pretty detrimental.
For Richter scale, this is being played before Compendium comes out, right?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. It's before Compendium, so there's like...
Okay.
Armory game today.
And yeah, the Richter scale definitely makes sense, because I think once Compendium comes out, I think Pleiades will be swapping to Magmatic Carapace, just because it has a lot of synergy with the rest of her auras.
Oh, we do see the Whirling Mist Blossom in Iris hand.
Yeah.
The only common spec in Flesh and Blood. Everyone else has got rare specializations or higher. Good old Kodachi for 1. What a classic play.
I don't suspect Whirling Mist Blossom will be very impactful this game. Just because Pleiades has a lot of armor, she's very willing to block out. And
it only works if you hit twice in a row.
Yeah, there aren't that many tools necessarily to help punch it through. There's Legacy of Ikaru, there's the Nipit to Heals,
Razor Reflex.
and then Razor Reflex is the main one.
Yeah.
But Razor Reflex can be a bit awkward sometimes, and I don't imagine... I wouldn't expect Ire to be playing more than 1, just because that card can be really weird to convert sometimes.
We're just taking the 1 damage from the Kodachi.
I wouldn't be
Kodachi
surprised
1 damage.
if Ira either like pitches out the Mist Blossom to pay for an attack, or even just sends it this turn just to filter it out of hand.
Yeah. Please, looks like she wants to save the armor. I think that's reasonable. Kodachi for 2 might get a card.
Yeah.
It's the classic play pattern. This killed so many decks in Commoner.
Yeah. Pleiades looking to defend with armor here, so I guess she's trying to set up an aura turn 0.
Yeah.
And that
All
would
of her
make
auras
sense.
are instants. Yeah, she can play them on Ira's turn if she doesn't block with them. They also block 3 because they're Guardian cards, which is pretty cool.
Well, some of them block 3.
Bastion of Duty, it is the exact same card as Steelbraid Buckler, but it says the protect keyword, which doesn't do anything. It's just a bit of bling. It's pretty funny.
Well, it does remind you that you can protect yourself.
It does remind you that you can protect
yourself. You may defend any hero attacked by an opponent. You may defend yourself.
Yeah, you may defend any hero. You can defend your opponent if you want. Oh,
so if
I guess attacked by an opponent, never mind.
A finals, if you decide to split your opponent, you could start blocking for them. Swing your own token, just block with your Bastion.
There you go, yeah. I don't think you can actually block for your opponent because
no, you can't, because
they're not attacking.
They can't attack an extra hero.
Yeah, there's the Mist Blossom, though. It looks like it is just getting filtered. It's probably not going to land. We just give a card to block. There's no pitch card. There's no extra floating pitch for the Razor here.
In a row to hit, yep.
Yeah.
It looks like we're trying to play out a... this makes sense from Ira. Just to filter this extra card. You can put a 1 power in the bin to pay for looking for scrap later to give it go again, assuming that's in the deck.
1 notably, not very efficient to block, but we might see Pleiades still block with a card just to filter.
Also looks like she's really itching to play out her aura, which I imagine is an act of glory. So yeah, this makes sense.
She's keeping this many cards. Could just be that she doesn't have the pitch for another aura, but we'll see. She does have an instant. It's a tension in the air. She might have just wanted to keep the extra card in her hand. It maybe is like a polar drop or something pretty good to send. Yeah, tension, one of those suspense auras. Tension is one of the suspense auras. It just says when it goes away, gives the next attack plus 4 power, and it loses a suspense counter every turn, or every start of turn that it's in the arena, and if it's played at instant speed, it's going to lose 1 suspense counter immediately. The other one we can get rid of with Pleiades' ability, which just says remove a suspense counter from an aura of suspense. You may put a suspense counter on another aura of suspense, so it can take them off, it can move them around, it can keep some value auras around, but let's see what she does.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, it looked like there might be a pummel in Pleiades' hand, which maybe she kept last turn.
That would have been a good card to keep.
Because I believe she kept 2 cards.
Yeah. I think she kept 1. Oh yeah.
In Ira's hand, I did see a red Bittering Thorns.
Okay. Yep. There's the Pleiades activation, so plus 4 to the next attack, just removing the suspense counter. I think she's holding priority, or just indicating that the buff is active. looks like no other instant, so something's gonna happen. And there's the big
There's the
attack.
boulder
That's
drop.
red boulder drop. Oh, all reds.
Okay, so there was a pummel, but that is very
That's tough.
unfortunate that she drew
Yeah.
all red.
But boulder drop for 11, pretty good hand. So this says crush. If it deals 4 or more, they're gonna top a card from their hand. So take a card from their hand, put it on top of their deck.
Yeah. I imagine if you're in Iris position, you're probably looking to block with at least 2 cards, maybe some of your armor to prevent the crush, and then just converting the rest of your hand for 7 or 8. There is a second Mist Blossom in hand, which looks to be a bit awkward because it's not going to turn on the Kodachis.
Withering Thorns,
Withering
also
Thorns.
2 block. Mist Blossom, also 2 blocks. So it's going to be pretty hard to cover 8 here. You need to cover 8 to block the crush.
There's a Sound the Alarm, I think, a Bittering Thorns.
Yeah, that is a Sound the
3
Alarm
block.
there. The important part is the gear is the basic ones from the rounded table, and the helmet is their Blade Beckoner.
Blade Beckoner.
That makes sense.
Blade Beckoner, good card. You can see both players have a piece of Blade Beckoner equipment. It's just very often blocking for 2. Yeah.
Which is premium in stage.
Yeah, it's about the best rate you can get. A lot of the cards in Compendium are actually just going to be 2 block armor. That just is like either coming in at 2 or is better for the hero that's playing it. It's sort of in your class or talent identity. Blade Beckoner is the old faithful right now, just slightly better than everything else.
I'm surprised they're playing Blade Beckoners because in my ninja builds, I'm playing the Mask of Shifting Perspective, I believe. The one in
I think
the one that renames things.
Yeah,
I've tried that one.
That's a funny card.
I thought it was cute, but I think my problem with it is just like the one resource you have to spend can be really awkward on some of your hands.
You do like the tiger thing, so Iris round the table equipment makes a crouching tiger, buffs a crouching tiger, and makes a resource if you play a crouching tiger. So you make your resource, you activate your hat, you name something Crazy Brew, and you get a 0 for 6 go again on hit 2 life, or whatever it is. It's pretty crazy when it goes off.
Yeah, it's a pretty Crazy Brew, that's for
pretty
sure.
Crazy Brew when it goes off, yeah.
No, I've tried it a bit. I really didn't like it. I felt very awkward sometimes. Like when it's super sick.
When it works, you can just kill someone in one hit. I think I had 22 one turn.
Blade Beckoner is definitely like the safer play in terms of equipment, and it's what I'm currently playing as well.
Very good card.
Just like guaranteed value.
So let's see what our Ira here is brewing to defend this attack.
Block looks pretty bad.
Really awkward because the Mist Blossom, it is a resource card for their turn, but then it doesn't turn on the Kodachis, which can be very annoying. I wouldn't. So definitely there's
higher gear. I think the player who's taking a 4 damage punish early on is rather happy that their Ira is now giving all their gear as well.
Yeah,
this would be definitely way more punishing had she drawn a blue, and then she'd maybe be able to pummel this as well. That would be pretty backbreaking.
Yeah. Getting the gear though is going to make all the crush effects.
I would be surprised honestly if Ira just decides to block with her whole hand and just move on to the
what's happening
next turn cycle when Pleiades doesn't have any setup.
Looks like our Ira players have inexperience with their deck, deciding what to block with.
Yeah, she's tanking here. She's got an awkward block.
This hand looks quite awkward for them to play out too. I think there's a lot of 2 blocks. The Sound the Alarm, I think, definitely ends up blocking.
As a judge, I would have to start calling slow play on this. Thankfully, it's Armory. But yes.
Thankfully it's Armory, and this matchup does not go long generally.
Good old Armory, honestly, all the Sage games go pretty fast.
It looks like they're about to be crushed, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Blocking for 6?
I think if they block with 1 more card, they'd be able to prevent it and also just get their life.
6? They're just going to eat the crush. Okay. They're going to take 5,
This I definitely don't agree with. Because right now her hand looks like it might be like Bittering Thorns into Kodachi. I think here I would have just considered shipping my whole hand because it definitely looks quite awkward.
You're missing the armor block. Missing the armor blocks, so all this crush effects that say 7, give me a 3 block and a piece of armor. You've got 1 left, so it's a bit awkward.
I could also see them maybe using all their equipment if they're trying to cash it in, just getting the block value out of it. Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Turning on Scar.
I see why they underblocked then, because they wanted to turn on their Scar.
Forgo again. This is a classic playing stage. Lots of decks doing Forgo again.
So she actually, she has a good turn lined up then. She can send, it looks like she kept the Sound the Alarm. So, or he, she, they. So they can go Scar into Boots Arms and then Chest for Sound the Alarm, and that's 11 value. Which is, or
pretty
no,
good.
no, 12 value actually because of the Ira activation,
Yeah.
which is quite good.
4 into 8. Well, I guess 1, 2, and then 8.
Oh,
But
this
the Mist
is-
Blossom
yeah.
doesn't turn on Kodachi's. That's the awkward thing. It's a 1-cost card. Kodachi's need a
Yeah.
0. Yeah. Well, a 3-card 10 is on rate. It's not bad.
I think here, if I was Ira, I'd consider cashing in my equipment at this point.
Oh, sending the Mist Blossom. You know?
Just to eat a card.
Just to eat a card. I think we're going to see a block from Pleiades. This is like pretty free. There's no cards in hand, so any reactions? Oh, Helm of the Adored, something's happening.
Yeah.
Something big is going on.
Looks like Pleiades might be trying to send some disruption with a confidence token.
Yeah. It's 3 armor.
There's no combat tricks.
Notably, Ira's pretty fond of playing a nice yellow defense reaction called Springboard Somersault, defending for 4. She does not have an arsenal, and so it's only going to defend from 4 out of arsenal. Get through something.
Yeah, Ira can definitely draw something like an unmovable.
Oh, this might be a pummel too, if she's keeping the whole hand.
If definitely.
Boulder drop.
Pummel would be pretty brutal.
Yeah. Second verse, same as the first.
It seems this Pleiades player is really happy non-stop sending Boulder Drop into Boulder Drop.
Yeah.
And this time it is a confidence. And did they draw a pummel? I'm not sure if I saw her hand correctly.
I'm guessing they drew a pummel if they're going to give
It looks
all
like
their
Ira
armor.
kept the Bittering Thorns on the top of the deck, so Snatch, 2/3 blocks, and then there's the Bluster Bluff, Snatch. Okay, I think if I'm in Ira's shoes, I think I consider blocking 6.
Yeah.
Because
if you eat the pummel, you can always send the Snatch.
So this hand is actually very good on 2 cards. Assuming you don't eat a pummel off the Boulder Drop or something, because you can go like Arms and.
Oh.
Have they?
I guess we're playing around pummel. You can play around
their-
pummel this way, actually. You're only going to lose 2 cards, and there it is, red pummel. 11. So you're going to get pummeled for 1 card. You're going to top another card. We might just see Snatch and then threaten to arsenal the card that you top from the Boulder Drop.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I'd consider necessarily keeping Snatch, actually. No, I think there's an argument to keeping it. I think I would personally keep the Bittering Thorns and put it in my arsenal. Just
You could do that.
Yeah, it looks like this is what.
Oh, discarding the Snatch, topping something.
It looks like Ira's going to do that. I think she just put the blue back on top.
I think
that makes sense.
she's just keeping her thorns. No armor though, so we're out of Boulder Drop reds on the Pleiades side, but like there's some other nasty crush cards. Crush the Weak is not a bad one into ninjas, though Ira's like less on head jabs than some of the other ones. Oh yeah, eat a lot of damage.
Pleiades should be slowing down a bit, I think.
Yeah, unless she draws another aura.
Yeah.
Just Kodachi. Okay, so she didn't want to keep an arsenal.
Yeah.
One into two. Very good play line. Just mostly because like breakpoint damage is hard to stop. It doesn't do that much damage for 1 card, but it is really, really annoying to block.
I'm not necessarily a fan of this one here. I think just because Pleiades still has all of her armor up.
Yeah.
But she did leak 3 damage, which is good.
You gotta lower the other guy's life total. Okay, so edge of their seats. Looks like it's gonna be on Ira's turn.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be live on Pleiades' turn if she decides to ship the aura. Yeah, it's gonna go down because she played it as an instant. Activate Pleiades to get rid of the second counter.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal.
Yeah. And then just hammer. The hammer for 9 is pretty sick when you get to keep an arsenal.
Yeah.
And when your opponent is on 8 life.
Oh, it looks like there's 2 Bittering Thorns, a Soul Bead Strike. Yeah.
3 block.
2 1 cost. Oh, and then I take the Torrent of Tempo. Yeah, 2/3 blocks, a 2 block. I think here again, I'm looking to just convert my hand blocking.
2
Just
blocks and 1
because
costs, pretty awkward. And
I
you're about
think
to
you
die.
are trying to pivot off of Pleiades not having any disruption to send your way or like specifically lethal damage. And it looks like Ira is going to be doing just that. Looks like they've kept a card for their arsenal and they're planning to block.
Yep, looks like a Soul Bead Strike is getting kept. You could also send the Soul Bead Strike, it's just 4.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that
have
is
go
true.
again, so you might as well
I
play
do
your cards in the
think
most efficient way.
Ira might have to try and set up a larger hand. Just to be
Oh,
able
is
to
that an
pivot
Aura
off
of
of.
Suspense in Pleiades' hand? I think that was another Edge of their seats. Edge of your seats. Oh, she gets to Arsenal and Aura, that means the pressure's continuing next turn.
That is quite unfortunate for Ira.
I think the Pleiades, if it is a edge of your seat that's going to bank any Arsenal, they're very happy as the Ira has to give pretty much their whole hand. Whatever
Yep.
throwing back is a small poke, Pleiades can take
Yep.
it, and you can set up a real big attack.
Yeah.
I do think Ira definitely has a few avenues back into the game. Even just being able to block out and chip damage with the Kodachis every turn will eventually become a lethal threat, or it'll start taking cards out of Pleiades' hand. And she can
that's the
start to
power
pivot.
of that's the power of blue for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The classic 1 and 2. Well, let's see
Yeah.
how they could haul out in this point. Right now, there's
Yeah.
60 minutes left on the clock. They're taking their time, taking on the blocks.
Yeah.
So the real question is, once they do block, what offense are they going to be able to do? From how we've seen this game look out,
Looking at
the Ira wasn't the best. Maybe
8.
not the best, or a rather new player.
Suspense is killing me.
Yeah, that's quite good here.
+1 in instant speed. It's going to stay on the board. So we're coming in for 10. And you can see the power of the Blade Beckoners. They're getting an extra piece of block value because they're defending a weapon.
One thing to note here, Pleiades valuing the surprise aspect of the card over being able to keep an extra counter on it, where she popped her edge of their seats and let the counter go away.
Yep. Didn't
Not necessarily
onto the suspense.
a wrong play or anything, just because you can sometimes get your opponent with the 1 surprise damage out of nowhere.
For example,
it looks like it's red Soul Bead Strike. Yeah, that makes sense.
If Ira had wanted to keep her hand, just block with the Blade Beckoners, or like a 2 block, that suspense at instant speed would have probably killed her.
Could have ended the game, yeah.
Okay, looking like a Soul Bead. It's looking like, oh, okay, the equipment got mixed up. That's okay. They all say Crouching Tiger on them anyway.
They all
So
look
they're
the
looking like a
same,
Soul
too.
Bead. Yeah, they all kind of do. So Soul Bead Strike does hit, so it gets go again. So Ira does have the opportunity to continue the turn with her equipment. She can just pop it to make a tiger, give it +2 attack.
Another 4 damage, potentially, but that makes sense that she's holding off. It's not
choosing
presenting
not to.
lethal.
Yeah.
Pleiades still has all of her armor. Looks like Pleiades
got the whole hand, too.
Looks like Pleiades is considering playing a card, maybe.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No aura, maybe a pummel if she's keeping the whole hand.
I don't believe there's any more pummels, but this is pretty brutal.
Pretty nasty. Yeah, this is nasty.
Dominated Thump.
Thump is a 6 for 4 attack that says when it has power greater than its base, it gains Dominate. And when it hits a hero, they discard a card. It's a nasty, nasty on hit that's enabled by the suspense from last turn. And
So
Ira's
another
out of
thing
armor.
to note here, Pleiades, I believe, might have a pummel just with how they've pitched.
Floating too.
Yeah, they chose to float 2, where they could have played their what happens next in their pitch zone, and then pitch their other blue to pay for the thump. So definitely I would not be surprised if there's a pummel here, and that might just end the game.
Pummel would end the game. Ira doesn't really have a block around the Dominate. She's out of armor and has no arsenal for defense reactions.
Yeah.
Let's see the
And
pummel.
there it
There's
is.
the pummel, and that's the game.
And that is the game.
The dice rolling off the table. Pummel for lethal.
And the pummel for game. I think the Ira player here just needs more practice overall from what we're seeing.
Yep. I think, though, even if you do, notably, Silver Age is a very good format if you want to jump in as a new player. The buy-in's super cheap. It's just commons and rares. Games are quick. and honestly, the format is quite deep. There's a lot to dig into, even with a smaller card pool.
All right, that was a very suspenseful game one. Pleiades was guitar heroing, controlling the auras here. And we're getting ready into our game two. Looks like we have our players ready. I'll let my pros that used to play this in CC talk about this matchup.
I wouldn't call myself a pro, but
This is a classic matchup.
more of
though.
a con. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this matchup, classic constructed matchup.
Yeah.
Awful matchup to play on the Oldham side in CC.
Yeah.
Kano would often just, pitch stack 40 cards and then he'd just explode you for 1,000 damage. And Oldham wasn't generally fast enough to do anything about it.
Yeah. And for those unaware of what pitch stacking is, something unique to Flesh and Blood, every time you pay for the cost of a card, you put a card on the bottom of your deck. Kano can play cards from the top of his deck at instant speed. So if you draw through the whole thing, you've basically stacked your deck. Turns out the fundamentals still work in Sage. And on the Oldham side, he's going to be looking to defend some arcane damage. Let's see if we can get some Null Rune equipment up. That's going to be pretty important.
Speaking of that, I only have AB2 here. They're brilliant.
Yeah, do you only have AB2?
This I am a bit surprised about. I'm not surprised that they at least have AB2, just because Oldham should be playing a lot of the 4 defense yellow cards from
Clash
Guardian,
of
and
Arms
those
like
just pitch for
chest.
2.
Yeah.
And so being able to convert those efficiently blocking, or as efficiently as you can blocking, into a deck that doesn't send much physical damage is important. Though I'm a bit worried just because the lack of AB3 makes pitching a blue card a quite inefficient blocking.
Yeah, and we can see those clash cards hit the pitch zone. Just to swing the millers. I don't think Oldham has the sideboard space to get rid of them all. So yeah, AB2 just to turn them into defensive cards into arcane damage. We're going to see a classic Kano line here in Sage of playing Absorbent Ether. Defense reaction, it's going to defend for 4, 3, or 2, depending on the color. And then the next arcane damage effect he plays is going to deal 2 more. So he's going to flip a card off the top of Kano's ability for 3 resources. Let's see what's on the top.
So Red Reverb, I believe. So
yeah, Red Reverberate. Comes in for 3. When it hits, you can banish a non-attack action. So basically a spell from your hand and play it as an instant, as long as it costs less than the damage you deal. So AB2, it might just be able to banish anything in Kano's hand.
One card I'm definitely expecting out of our Oldham player is Oasis Respite.
Yeah, might be able to cover this.
To block some of the arcane damage better. Many of Oldham's tools, unfortunately, are not available in this matchup very often. Kano doesn't often send attack action cards, and it could be the case that Kano isn't even playing any attack action cards in this matchup, which might make some of the armor very awkward.
That's an AB2 going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're going up in life.
Yeah.
We're going down in life, taking 3.
There we go.
See if Kano vanishes. Kano's not banishing anything.
Not.
For what it's worth, though, Oldham is lacking some tools. Kano is also lacking some tools. There are none of his classic multiplicative damage cards. If Oldham can mount a sufficient defense, he might be able to just run the Kano out of damage.
Yeah, Miller's for sure is going to help with that too.
Yeah.
Any time it hits, it's probably going to eat a card out of Kano's deck, which may or may not be beneficial for Kano, assuming he tries and pitch stack something. It might get him to his stack faster, or it might just, eat a red arcane off the top, and then that...
there's Rousing Ether. This card is actually kind of a superstar in Silver Age. There's not that many arcane damage effects that come in for 5. Rousing Ether comes in for 4, but buffs the next piece of damage you deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a weird 5, and Kano wants to play 5s because his weapon is 1 resource.
That card
arcane
is...
damage.
I forget which one that is. I forget the name of that one, but that one I believe defends for 3, it prevents 3 damage.
Yeah, it's one of the Guardian prevention cards. There's a few of those.
Yeah,
Blessing of something or other.
No, that's the brute one.
It might be Blessing of Serenity. I think Blessing of Serenity is for physical damage, though. I think there's another one that defends for 3. Yeah. Oh, and then yeah, here we can see
this one is physical
Rousing
damage,
Ether.
so
We're going to get 4 Arcane into a
just-
Snapback. Snapback is playable as an instant if you've already played a Wizard non-attack action card. So we're going to deal, it looks like 4
Just a
into
quick
2
note,
or
the
2
players
into
played
2.
it wrong. Blessing of Serenity only blocks physical damage, not arcane damage.
yeah, that is
That's
an
a good
easy mistake
point.
to make, I think.
Yeah, a lot of cards
When
say
you read
prevention.
the card, it says prevent
Yeah.
3 damage, and I would not be surprised if
Yes,
that was.
players playing Silver Age, and I see how
That is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really awesome to see.
That is really awesome to see. It's a pretty easy ruling mistake to make. That little spear symbol on the card for Blessing of Serenity means physical damage. That means damage from an attack like Miller's Grindstone, where it's got that little spear icon in the bottom left. Those spears, the pointy sticks, are for physical damage, and then every non-attack action in the wizard class just about says deal something arcane damage. That's not preventable by cards like Blessing of Serenity or Peace of Mind, but it is preventable by cards from Guardian like Steadfast that just say prevent the next damage you would take. Doesn't care if it's arcane or not. What do you think's going on this block? We're going to opt some cards with Cindering Foresight. It's an instant speed card on the opponent's turn, and I guess they're just going to get rid of the
just
card.
got milled, off of Miller's Grindstone. That is a very good mill to hit.
Oh, they're blocking with it. Oh, okay. I thought they were casting it, but yeah, blocking makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that about Miller's?
Right, so on hit, when Miller's hits a hero, you clash with the opposing hero, so you both flip over the top card of your deck, and whichever one has the biggest pointy stick in the bottom right corner wins the clash. And so when Miller's wins a clash, it destroys the top card of your opponent's deck, which, as we just saw, just destroyed the Spindle, Ether Spindle, red off the top of Kano's deck, which
we're
is
just saying
quite
with
an important
Blessing of
card.
Serenity, the wizard cards don't have pointy sticks on them, so Kano's going to be losing every single clash, probably, for the rest of the game.
Oldhim will be, at worst, tying them. So if Oldhim were to somehow lose a clash, his Miller's Grindstone would gain a -1 counter and would start coming in for 3, which makes it a much more inefficient weapon.
Nothing really going on here. I think it's Kano's turn.
Yeah. Kano's just thinking about...
Played their hand over,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
They might be just playing Crucible. We might just see a spell for 5.
Yeah. Crucible buffing their next spell by 1.
Reverberate. This is good. They're going to be able to banish the card in their hand when this reverb hits. It's probably coming in for 1, so we might see another arcane damage spell that costs 1 here. Oldhim only going to be able to pitch 2 from their Arcane Barrier 2. That's the tricky thing with arcane damage. It's below rate, doesn't do that much, or it doesn't do as much as the physical damage does, but it is hard to block. You need Arcane Barrier, and you need pitch cards, you need blues, and you need yellows to block it efficiently. So yeah, taking 2, we're going to see a banish maybe from the Reverberate. We don't see one. It looks like Kano's just passing and being okay with, I'm going to deal 2 damage to you.
Yep. I wonder what card they kept.
Yeah. It's looking like there is going to be no pitch stacking, just because Oldhim doesn't have the full defensive suite that you usually expect from a Guardian. I think we've seen just blue cards go down to the bottom of Kano's deck. Yeah, Oldham's going to swing a Renounced Grandeur, just 7. You can see he's holding a card back in case Kano decides to do something on his turn. Is this usually good for Guardian? Is this usually a good position?
I've not played a ton of this matchup in Sage necessarily, but with Guardian, it can be kind of awkward to, especially with just the AB2 and with Kane only sending a single spell, it could just be the case that Oldhim had no other way to convert their hand other than just keeping the card. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but if I'm in Kano's shoes, if I'm in Kano's shoes, I'm generally looking to play on my own turn.
Yep. Happy there, just blocking 6.
Part of the game.
Yeah. Something we might see when Kano's playing on his own turn is those boots that he's got. It looks like he's just playing a Crucible for +1, sending another Rousing Ether for 5, the red Rousing Ether. Doesn't look like there's going to be a follow-up just because there's no more resources to follow up with.
I don't believe there are any cards in hand as well. I think they blocked 6.
Yeah. They did block 6. But something we might see, especially when Kano's preparing for the kill shot, is that Mage Master Boots, they give your next non-attack action Go Again. A lot of these wizard cards don't have Go Again. They don't give you an action point when they resolve. So the Mage Master Boots is going to allow Kano to play 2 big spells in one turn out of hand without having to look at the top of the card or the top card of his deck to dig for a good card to work with. We might see that when Kano's preparing for the kill shot. It's just going to force cards out of Oldham's hand, and then once he swings with less cards in his hand, he'll be less protected from the instant speed arcane damage.
They pitched
more block.
a red card just now. Couldn't tell. I know they pitched Evergreen. We did see another Blessing of Serenity come out of the Oldham player.
That's true. I think both people are just playing it as if it blocks arcane damage.
Yeah.
But that is okay. That is okay. It doesn't do that.
Fairness.
Remember, when you're playing Blessing, it doesn't block arcane.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. At least it's.
I would not be surprised if Oldham needs as much.
At least it's an Armory game.
Yeah,
Okay, looking like a red Scolding or a blue Scolding.
on Kano's turn.
Just 3 arcane.
No, just for 3.
Yeah, but it's played, I think, as an instant, or he didn't hit a card off the top.
Yeah, he just hit the Scolding.
Played it as an instant, and then action pointed an energy potion. That is an instant speed activation. Well, the card is an action. It takes your action point, but at instant speed, it says gain 2 resources, which is pretty nasty in Wizard when he can play on your opponent's turn.
This
is like one of those big setup cards.
Trying to set up a big combo on Oldham's turn.
Big 8.
Oldham's finally able to play the Thunderquake, which I believe the Arsenal turn 0.
And we're keeping
coming in for 8 damage.
Disable.
I think they have a blue back in hand. I would again not be surprised. Yeah. Looks
just
like
3 cards.
Kano's just shipping the turn. I wouldn't be surprised if Kano plays a potion here with their last card, or maybe they just Arsenal. Maybe it's their last Absorbent Ether red.
Yeah. Could be a defense reaction.
But
could be another
Kano
potion.
definitely happy to just ship the turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Notably, the longer the game goes on for Kano, the better it gets. Oldham gets lower. He eats more arcane damage over the top of his defenses, and Kano gets closer and closer to the bottom of his deck where he might be setting up a last combo to close the game. Just another 2 cards, and we're sending that disable that we kept back, it looks like.
Yeah. Pitching
Disable
5,
blue.
Disable.
Yeah, we kept a blue to keep ourselves safe from arcane damage. Looks like nothing's floating though, so.
So disable, when it crushes, when it deals 4 more damage, it will put Kano's Arsenal on the bottom of his deck.
Yeah.
So this is definitely something that Kano is going to look to block out if they're valuing their Arsenal very highly.
Yeah, they did keep it last turn. So it does seem like something they want to keep around. It would just be 2 cards, but Oldham is representing a pummel here with the other 2 cards in his hand.
And definitely something to keep note of is that every card Kano blocks with is a card that's not attacking Oldham. And Oldham's game plan right now is probably to run Kano out of offensive cards.
Yep. Kano only has so much damage in the deck. Unlike the Guardian opponent, where there's Miller's Grindstone sitting on the board, Wizards do not have weapons that deal damage without spending cards. Crucible of Aetherweave buffs the next card you play. If you run out of cards, that weapon does 0 damage to your opponent.
Yep.
Wizards can run out of cards, and this was often how you were beating Wizards in Constructed when they didn't set up a big combo to kill you. Kano's thinking on this block, especially with those 2 cards in Oldham's hand.
Definitely with the Icelander matchup, especially. Certain Oldham decks were built with Warhorns to fatigue Icelander.
Yeah. Warhorn?
Okay, no, that deck was impossible to fatigue.
Man, you're giving me some memories. Warhorn, I'm just remembering our local legend fatigue bread, Warhorn, for my induction chambers.
We had one in Ottawa.
Yeah, we've got one too.
Another sicko.
Fruits of the Forest, so we're holding back some life gain. We're going to undo some of the chip damage from Kano.
So that is definitely a very important card for Oldham to be resolving. Because especially on AB2, any extra life gain is 2 more life that Kano has to chip in through.
Yep. Looks like he's pitching to play the card from Arsenal. So didn't want to play the potion. Wants to play a Stir the Aetherwinds.
Yep.
Fantastic card. It's going to amp 3 functionally. Amp is just going to add some arcane damage to the next spell he plays.
Looks
and
like
let him play it as an instant, and it's looking, yeah, it does
A
look like
blue
a blue
Ether
Scalding
Rain or
Rain.
whatever that card is
Scalding
called.
Rain.
Scalding Rain.
Yeah. Oh,
no,
red
it's a
Scalding
red card.
Rain.
Red one. Yeah, for
Yep.
7. That is gonna hurt,
That's gonna
especially
hurt.
since Oldham just has AB2.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be taking 5 damage here probably.
Yeah, Oldham will be dropping to 9.
Dropping to 9. So that Fruits was pretty good here.
Yeah.
But Kano has no arsenal, which is fine. Kano can't actually play cards out of his arsenal unless they're already instants on the opponent's
Sin Ring
turn.
Foresight is the main one, and Absorbing.
Scar for a scar!
That is very based.
That's crazy.
This card,
so sick.
definitely. I'm not surprised to see out of Oldham for this matchup specifically.
This is some aggressive.
Any way you can convert your hand defensively is good for shortening the game. And you definitely want to shorten the game against Kano, especially because he only has 15 life. Your win condition, or one of your win conditions, if your Kano opponent is trying to set up a big combo, is to kill them before they hit it.
Yeah, notably, Scar for a Scar is a card you often see in a lot of the aggressive decks just because it says 4 go again for 1 card. You're going to see this in like the Briars, in the Auroras perhaps. A lot of like in the Ira deck, I think we saw some Scar for a Scars. This card's pretty sick in Oldham though.
Was that an Iron Rot Arms or Iron Hide Arms?
I think it was Iron Rot. It wasn't paid.
Iron Rot?
It wasn't paid for, yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Just 1 Blade Break.
Yes, the quick comment here just for the Scar for Scar. It was a tech that I gave this player because our locals, I do play Dromai.
We have lots of Kano.
Not for the Kano,
into
but-
Dromai, I can definitely see that card being very good as well.
Go again. Looks like a red Scalding Rain for 5. Same play as the first one, but it's going to leak at least 3 damage here if Oldham decides to block. Just because there's only 2 AB. Only 2 AB.
Kano is also getting quite low on life.
Yeah.
Which, the lower he gets, the worse it gets for him. Especially if he's forced to try and like combo off the top, and then Oldham maybe has an Oasis or something to prevent it.
Something from the arsenal is happening? Nope, never mind.
It's just they're removing it over to take a look. The lights are on.
Okay.
The venue is relatively dim.
A bit dim, yeah.
So you can see how there's spotlights on the side. That's how we play over there because it's a it's a relaxed venue over there.
Yeah. What is the card in the arsenal? I have no idea.
I believe it was a Debilitate Blue.
Okay, so no prevention then. So unless he's got like a respite or some sort of prevention effect in hand, this Scalding Rain is chipping in for 3. Oh, card to play.
I don't believe Kano has a single attack action card in their deck with how they've been.
Looks like it's all arcane damage.
Their deck.
They're just pitching a red for 1. Sure. Might just be the only way to get that red out of hand.
Yeah, it looks like Oldham is maybe trying to resolve their arsenal card.
Oh, something we might see out of Oldham actually is Arcane
They
Polarity.
could have also maybe only hit a few. Zealous Belting, it looks like.
Oh.
So pitching, I believe, a blue Chokeslam. No, blue Macho Grande.
5 go again when you pitch a card with higher power.
That would make sense then, that they pitched away their red card, because otherwise they cannot get any value out of it this turn, I don't believe.
I don't think they might have a yellow card actually. Yeah. They might have one of those clash cards.
It looks like Oldham is eyeing the blue card in their arsenal, the Debilitate. That can be definitely very scary, especially if Kano decides that, Oldham has no more resources. I'm going to try and hit a kill off the top. With the Epoch, they have 3 free resources as well.
Remember, we're not on Ragamuffin. It's Talismanic Lands.
Yeah. Ragamuffin's actually
because that card. Yeah. So it.
For those who. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Kano's ability lets him play cards from the top of his deck at instant speed. Oh, we're seeing the Talismanic Lens. Yeah. So Talismanic Lens is going to opt to. It's going to give Kano some spell selection from the top. Ragamuffins is banned in Sage because what it does is if you have 1 card in hand, you can draw a card. Sorry, no cards in hand, I think. You can draw a card and then put 1 back. I think it's 1 or no cards. But functionally, it lets him play any card from his hand as an instant. Talismanic Lens is just going to be a bit more random. It's going to only be cards from the top, and we're going to see Absorbing Ether. Yeah.
So this Kano spell is going to come in for 2 more damage. 3 more.
And did we see if he topped a card or not?
I believe he kept cards. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Oldham happens to die this turn.
Yeah, especially from
If
5
I'm
life.
if I'm Oldhim, I'm definitely
All right.
looking to maybe just pass
So
the
that's a
turn here.
Spellfire Cloak. Okay, we
Oh,
hit a
there's
red
Photon
splicing. Red
yeah.
splicing.
Looks
One
like a
for
1
4
for
arcane.
4. It's going to be for 7, actually,
Yeah.
which would kill
Does actually
Oldhim.
just kill the Oldhim.
It does just kill Oldhim since he has AB2.
Yeah. Splicing. So we've cracked the Spellfire Cloak for 1 resource on my opponent's turn. It only works for the resource
Only
on the
for
opponent's
6.
turn.
It looks like they've not
They
paid
haven't
for their
crucibled. I
So
think they're
Oldhim
just looking
actually
for
can live this
cards. Yeah. So it's going to come in for 6 damage. It's going to deal, looks like 4. Oldham's going to go to 1. And we've got the snapback
the
to finish
snapback
from
for lethal.
hand.
That makes sense.
There we go. They were holding back cards. I think it could just be that their deck isn't built for the Kano matchup.
Yeah. Also, in these kind of matchups as well, it's very awkward for Oldhim to play out sometimes, just because their deck is full of yellow cards that they can't board out, like that aren't very good because of the all the yellow clash cards from Master Pack, which are just less efficient.
Yeah.
In
Silver Age, you have only so much sideboard spot.
I think it's 55 cards total.
Yeah.
Between gear
and
actual sideboard cards you want to play.
And Oldhim definitely might not just have space for 3 Arcane Barrier.
Welcome back. So we just got an exciting match of Guardians versus Wizard. Looks like our players are ready in the next corner over here.
There we go.
Another Guardian matchup. I'll let my 2 experts talk about this.
Experts. Experts finger quotes, right?
Yeah.
So another Guardian Kano game. Pleiades definitely can take a more aggressive stance than Oldhim. She's got her Suspensor, as we saw in the Ira game. Maybe looking to just kill Kano before Kano can kill her. What do you think on the Kano side?
On the Kano side, I think Kano's going to be trying to do the same game plan. Chip in on his turn and then try and aim for some sort of combo kill. I do think it might be harder for Kano. Yeah. Oh, I cannot read on the dice there.
We have no idea.
We'll see who goes first or who goes second in just a second.
Yeah.
And the other dice ran off the table in for sure.
Yeah, there it goes.
But on Kano's end, Kano's definitely going to be on a faster clock, I believe, into Pleiades, just because Pleiades is able to make her attacks very tall.
Yeah, those auras are going to hurt.
So Kano is probably going to be looking to play more hand-to-hand as opposed to trying to set something up with potions. Yep.
We might see those Mage Master boots get cracked.
Yeah,
we didn't see
it
last game.
We might see them get cracked very early. Just to be able to
all right, let's see the
slow
equipment. We got
down.
the fist bump. Same equipment from Kano. It's looking like Arcane Barrier 3 from Pleiades, so she's going to be able to pitch blue cards to defend for 3.
Yeah, to defend efficiently, yeah.
She's going to eat a lot less chip this game than the Oldhim was doing.
Yeah. Armor on Pleiades' end, probably not going to be relevant in this game, but again, sometimes Kano can play attack action cards like Wounded Bull or Fyendel's Fighting Spirit, and there you can just get your free life. And
let's see what's going on here.
Might as well equip them.
Might as well equip them. You can't really get rid of them anyway, so. All right, let's see who's going first. Notably, both heroes play at instant speed. Pleiades with her auras, Kano with his hero power. So no matter who goes first, who goes second, both people can kind of do stuff. So let's see what's going to go on here.
At least we're not having the curse match where it's Kano versus Kano, and you need to have
that is a
okay, it's looking like Pleiades is just passing turn.
Yeah,
end step, she's heaving. Yeah. What do you want to explain?
Keyword, yeah, heave keyword at the end of your turn. You may pay as many resources as listed. So Thunderquake is heave 3 resources. So you pay 3 resources. You make that many Seismic Surge tokens, and you put your heaved card face up in your arsenal. So Seismic Surges at the start of your action phase, they pop themselves and they reduce the cost of your next Guardian attack action card by 3. So
that Thunderquake was going to come in for 6 resources, is going to cost 3. So basically just a blue card.
You'll be able to play it off a single card, which is quite efficient.
Good for also holding back some cards to defend arcane damage.
For sure. It does give Kano a window to respond with any instant effects, though that may or may not be relevant this game.
Yeah. Especially because the Seismic Surges are popping at the start of the turn. When they pop, Pleiades is probably going to have a full hand. So Kano doesn't necessarily want to throw all of his damage into Pleiades' defenses. Let's see what's going on here. Kano's thinking about his turn.
We have a little technical issue over here. The life total. I believe the phone died on us. Maybe
Oh,
reach
that's
out to the
rough.
staff
They might be
here.
sorting that out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a
They
little bit.
could be
So
sorting
do
that
our
out.
best to track it in our heads.
Oh, well, nothing's happened so far. It's still, I guess, 20 to Kano's
20 to
15
15, yeah.
starting life.
Mm-hmm. Well, the fun thing to note is the crucible just got flipped. I don't know if it gets a judge call or what would happen usually in a larger
Right.
event.
I think that's
you're
okay
the judge
for
here,
Armory.
aren't you? Yeah, for
you
Armory,
are the
it should
judge.
not
Oh,
matter.
there's the phone. We're back.
We're back.
Please took 1 damage in the interim.
Oh,
Okay,
there we
she's
go.
back to 20.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think with the Crucible thing at Armory, don't worry about it if you forget to flip over your equipment. In bigger events, if you forget to flip it over, don't quote me on this. I think it's okay as long as you presented it.
Yeah. Should be fine.
Should be
I
fine.
don't think any.
But always check
classic
with the
set
judge.
Mystic has hidden. Cloaks.
Right,
so
right.
Actually,
Yeah, cloaked
new in
equipment.
Compendium, there are Ranger cloaked equipment.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Right,
see
those
that
are
cloaked
the
equipment.
ones,
Yeah.
right?
One of them you
Yeah.
can put into your arsenal, the chest piece, somehow. And
That's
then
kinda
your
crazy.
arsenal is screwed.
That's kind of crazy. Okay.
Right. So Kano's playing.
Sturdy Ether wins. That's that buff 3 we saw before. Okay.
They're looking
So,
to come in with big arcane.
Yeah, it's going to take Kano's action point, but notably lets him play a spell at instant speed. It's looking like a 1-cost Ether Quickening for 7 total.
damage.
It's a 4 damage spell, 3 from the Sturdy Ether wins.
We were talking about
Let's
earlier
see.
how they might play the Mage Master boots, but with Aether Quickening, you don't even need it.
Yeah,
You might just get go again.
Oh, there's an important card in this matchup, Oasis Respite. It costs
Something
1,
we
and
didn't
you may
see from
prevent,
Oldham.
Yeah, you may prevent 4 damage of target source.
Yeah.
I believe they pitched. Was that a blue
red
card?
aura. I think it was a red
Okay,
aura.
Would have been a red
so
card. Yeah. But Oasis Respite, very important card in this matchup, especially when Kano is trying to make a big attack.
just a thunderquake.
Looks
So
like
it looks
they're
like they were
pitching-
caught on a yellow.
Yeah, it looks like a yellow and a red card, I believe.
Yep.
So thankfully
those
their heave from
surges.
last turn is looking to convert their hand better.
Yeah. They had
Kano
very
probably playing a
low
potion
resource hand.
or
very
playing
low
Sarge
resource
this
hand.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if Kano makes a potion.
So their Oasis Respite was extra good because he was able to defend for more cards. off the
Potion?
red. Yeah.
Yep.
Potion.
Potion Arsenal. Good old classic turn. Take no damage. Set up for next turn. Pleiades might have an instant, it looks like. Could be an Aura of Suspense because Kano's not really set up. Well, I guess set up now, but it's pretty hard to kill someone from 17 life, even off the top of the deck. So
Off a
this
single
looks like
card as well.
yeah,
So this
this
would be a
looks like a
good time
good-
for Pleiades to set up an aura and try and push in Kano's head.
push in his head.
Yeah.
Smack him with a guitar.
With
In
his with a
spirit,
hammer.
in spirit,
Yeah, in
yeah.
spirit.
Her
Guitar in spirit.
Legal here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish the guitar was legal in Sage. That card's so cool.
I think it'd be too good.
Yeah, it probably would be too good.
What?
All right, let's see.
5 essentially.
I think it swings
comes in
for 4
4 and then 6.
or 6. Yeah.
And then it also makes a competence on hit when it's coming in for 6, which is quite powerful.
Ooh, confidence in Silver Age might be a little bit too good. She doesn't have.
Yeah, nasty
Yeah,
token.
if you
nasty
have
token.
if you have very easy access to it, yeah, it might be. very
Oh,
good.
on the subject of confidence, okay, we do have an aura coming down, a red tension, but pitching some red cards, it looks like. So she might just be setting that up for next turn. The aura suspenses, they come in with 2 counters, so you don't need to cash them in immediately.
It's got a red and a
She
blue
might,
there.
yeah, she might just let this tick down,
Filter the hand,
save
I
it for
believe.
next turn. But something we saw from the first Pleiades game that isn't here because it's now Null Rune 1. Helm of the Adored, it's going to be hard for Pleiades to make some confidence. Kano looks like he's just flipping when Pleiades is going to attempt to end her turn. And looks like
This
it's going
makes
to
a
be...
lot of sense out of Kano because Pleiades is definitely looking to arsenal a card.
Ooh. Red Quickening again for 5.
Yeah.
You can see another important card for Kano. It's not maybe going to come up this game because it's getting pitched. Exploding Ether, it just says go again, amp 3 for 2. It works just like Sturdy
Buffs the next
Ether Winds.
arcane spell by 3 more damage.
Yep. Oh, she's
And
just
that
going
card-
to eat the 5.
It's not even an arcane spell. It would work when waning.
Yeah,
Moon if
any
it
arcane
was
effect
Would work with
actually,
Moon
yes.
if
Any
Moon
arcane
wasn't
effect.
banned. Okay,
But
looks like
the card's
Pleiades just
going into
cracking her
Richter
Richter scale. Yeah. Richter scale
So-
says, as an action, Kano has a potion as well. Wait,
Richter
hang on.
scale as
What
an
happened
action.
there? Oh, I guess she's just. Oh, she's playing her.
Yeah, she
I guess.
cracked a Richter scale and passed.
Oh, and then Kano
then
played
now
Epod
she's
and
drawing
passed.
a-
Okay.
Yeah, Kano played Epod and passed. Yeah.
All right.
The Richter
So the Richter
setting
scale.
up for. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let you talk.
No go again. It just destroys it, makes surge tokens, but she didn't really have a play, so she's just setting up to where this aura is going to pop. These surges are going to pop. Oh, and she's got another instant after Kano passed. So Kano just made an energy potion. Pleiades has got another Aura of Suspense. We might see plus 10 power coming in to Kano's face, which is 60,
Very scary. Very scary.
6% of his
this
life total.
This attack might be all of Kano's life total in damage.
Yeah. So 2 surges are going to lower the cost of the attack. We're going to get, Pleiades activation. We're going to get rid of the active glory, see if Kano wants to respond. So plus 10 power into a Concuss. So Concuss, a 6 power red,
If its
notably
attack is
just
greater
like
than its
Thump.
base.
Yeah, on hit they discard. It's just going to lack dominate. So this is actually going to
for
be
16. This is all of
which is-
Kano's life total.
Yeah, all of Kano's life
Kano
total.
has to
Plus
defend
he's going
this
to have to discard
or
a
find a
card.
kill.
Yeah.
So Kano
Ooh.
must discard a card here, but is able to pitch out potentially.
Defend, fully
There we go. They've
defend.
been able to defend with their whole hand.
Defending for it looks like
10, I believe.
10,
9
10
and
into
10.
16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 2/3 blocks and an Absorbent Ether, that defense reaction that he was playing. Looks like he's just activating Crucible. Ooh, to play a snapback because he's played a wizard card.
That is very sick.
Wait, that doesn't work because it's non-attack
that
actions.
does not work. Yeah.
Snapback cares about non-attack actions. Absorbent Ether is a defense reaction card. Does not fulfill the condition for snapback. So maybe we see Kano try and crack a potion here.
Yeah,
You
I would
can
not
see
be
that.
surprised with the extra 2 resources to convert their hand by cracking a potion.
Might crack a potion. I think he wants to really use this resource, or sorry, this buff from Absorbent Ether. So we might
Makes
see
a
the
lot of
potion
sense.
crack.
It is
maybe
a
not.
bit awkward because Pleiades has those 2 floating resources to pay into AB.
Oh,
So it looks like
Kano
they
activation
are...
instead. It looks like we're going to see what kind of spell we see. See if they have to crack all their energy potions.
Kano does not look very pleased with the card on top of their deck.
Yeah. It might cost 2, and then 2 would be
might cost too
basically
many resources.
both of their potions. Not going to get banished.
They can still play their absorb off their Spellfire Cloak, which makes a resource.
Okay, they're just going to pitch it.
Yeah, it looks
They
like
want
they're
to
trying
keep
to
their resources.
stack it then.
Yeah, just going to eat 10
Kano
damage.
is down to 5.
Yeah, Kano might just
This
be
is definitely something that Oldham cannot do. Pleiades is able to set up these huge attacks, and if Kano isn't able to block them, or isn't able to find lethal in response, then he might just die.
Yep. He's getting a lot more pressured, and we see another Aura of Suspense when Kano's out of cards, setting up for the next swing. Pleiades on a healthy 12, and we just saw a big buff card on defense go away. So yeah, she's going to activate her hero power. The edge of her seats is going to pop, give plus 5 power, which is notably all of Kano's life total. And then let's see what attack is coming next.
Kano priority to respond here.
Yeah. They're actually, there is priority because she's activating Pleiades to get rid of the buff, or to get rid of the last suspense counter. Yeah.
There's an exploding ether in Kano's hand.
Okay, so we've banished a blue quickening. I think we've seen all of the reds. So blue quickening only for 2 damage. Notably, there is a way Pleiades can get around giving Kano this priority, is she can use the hero power on her opponent's turn, because the crack of the aura is at start of turn where no one gets to respond. It's looking like it's just going to be Crush the Weak for 12, I think. Just big damage.
Yeah.
Just big damage.
So one card that we see in Pleiades' pitch zone, Superstar, is basically the only way, as far as I'm aware, that she can, apart from Cheers, where she can make confidence tokens in this matchup. So Superstar is an Aura of Suspense, costs 1, it's a blue block 3, and when it enters or leaves, it makes an it cheers you.
The crowd cheers you.
Yeah, and then when Pleiades has the power of the crowd, she makes a confidence token. So confidence token is very important in this matchup, or can be very important, just to be able to leak that last bit of damage into and kill the Kano.
I wonder if Kano's thinking about lethal. I think he was counting.
He does have 5 more resources from his energy potions and his Spellfire Cloak.
We do
And
see
there is a
spell.
snapback in Arsenal, and
Yeah, we know
Pleiades
that
is
that
out of
snapback is there.
resources.
Yeah.
So he needs to find.
Potion crack. Okay,
there's
I
a
think
potion.
Kano is going to be digging for lethal because 4. Oh, I guess he must have another absorbent ether then. Yeah, there it is. That's the red
There you go.
absorb. So we've pitched 1. So this is going to cover 8 out of 12. Kano will live on 1, and he gets to send his spell for 4 damage. Gonna
Yeah.
get the Pleiades down to 8 and live at 1 life.
Hellfire Cloak
and then
snapback,
send that
makes a lot of
snapback.
sense.
Yeah, when it's worth the full 3 value.
And it looks like
And
Kano
then-
is arsling their absorbent ether.
Yeah. They have a. That's another absorb. I think we pitched both reds. It might just be another color of absorbent ether.
So Kano, if he's able to resolve this card out of Arsenal, might just one-shot the Pleiades with the extra buff.
Yeah. Oh, that's a exploding ether. It looks like.
Sorry, that one.
Going into the
That one,
arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah. If Kano can keep 2 cards next turn, it could just be a
The end of the
exploding
game.
ether into a spell.
Yeah.
Okay, Pleiades looks like she might just want to play slow. Just send a concuss for 6. Notably, this says on hit die. Kano's going to have to give
Also,
some cards or play through
Pleiades has 2
defensive
cards in
hand.
their hand, which could be indicating a pummel. We saw pummel last round 1 out of this same Pleiades player, and that is definitely something that Kano has to account for. Whereas if there's a
2
pummel, they might
cards.
just be forced to go off again.
Okay, let's see that pummel. No pummel, perhaps?
Yeah, you have to play around pummel at this low life, which is very awkward for the Kano player.
But
Good work.
Kano does still have a lot of resources.
If you're playing the pummel, though, I think this might not. You're exposing yourself. That's the thing you need
Yeah,
to keep in mind.
You are.
That's one of the really weird things. I think these kind of pummel end games can be really awkward to navigate sometimes. So in Pleiades' case, if she's not able to prevent lethal before the pummel in a nice way, then Kano can sometimes just block 6 and then keep 2 cards and be able to chip a couple life through AB3. And then the more he chips, the better it gets. And the worse he has to get off the top. So I would not be surprised if Pleiades pummels, because each turn you hold on to that pummel, it kind of gets a little bit worse.
Yeah. For what it's worth, if that pummel doesn't come down, that thing we were talking about with that Arsenal's exploding ether could just happen, and Pleiades might just die to 1 spell. So, okay,
there we
pummel's
go. There's
coming down.
So
floating
lethal is presented.
1 resource. Notably, both plays, either going to be pummel or suspense is killing me, would threaten the same 1 floating resource to defend arcane damage. So you might as well just go.
There's the talismanic lens popped in response. So Kano's
going to
digging
look
for a lethal out. He needs to find 6 damage off the top of the deck.
Let's see if any cards go to the top. If the 2 cards go to the bottom, he's flying blind.
1 card on the top. So it looks like Kano might have it.
Yeah. Kano activation. Emeritus Scolding.
That's
huge card.
Red Scolding.
This is lethal, I think.
This is for 7.
Scolding for 7. Extending the fist bump a little early, but 7 arcane is going to close the game in response to lethal. Yeah.
This was exactly what I was talking about. When you're always going for the coup de grace, you're leaving yourself 100% exposed.
Yeah.
Looks like Kano was able to kill off both guardians once they were trying to go for the coup de grace.
Yeah. That is the power of Wizard.
One thing that could have happened was because Kano's exactly at 1, if you just send the hammer, that still eats 2 cards, and the pummel goes to 8, and that would still be lethal. And I believe you would get 1 more resource out of that because you had to keep your red card. And they would not have lived, I don't believe, because they had only 1 extra life.
They had a Scolding for 7.
But it is something to consider, where if Kano got a little worse of a card off the top, they could have potentially turned that line into a win.
Yeah. But very close games, actually.
Very, very close game. Very good
close
game.
final, in fact, yeah.
Well,
both players, I believe, played well.
Dude, this format's sick, though. Like, every time I'm
very excited to Bruce Age. Yeah.
Well, you heard.
I think there's still a lot of stuff to explore in this format. Obviously, Briar and then Fatigue decks are very good, but I think there's a lot of room for this format to grow.
You heard it from our guys here. Thank you again for watching our video here. We're going to have a Pro Quest at Noodle Empire Silver Age right before calling Montreal. Please show up. or else remember, smash like, comment, subscribe if you're not, and we have a coupon code for Silver Goblins for your first order over there. Use it, it's down below.